What's going on, everybody? So, man, Backlash was awesome. And I chose this backdrop because that's why this, this was a major reason why. The fans. Man, the people in Lyon, France made sure this was epic, a epic backlash. I mean, bro, they had the house shaking. This was the second time this happened. The first time was when Trick Williams won, and the fans was jumping so much that the building was shaking, the camera was shaking. The same thing happened here. At multiple times, these fans were jumping and shaking the whole building. But with that being said, I wanted to get that out the way. So you know what is going to happen. I wanted to get that out the way to say that they were the MVPs, instantly MVPs of the night. But we start off with the first match of the night, which is Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline of Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. Uh, it it was also I would say a street fight match. And I know you're gonna ask, now that I said that, you're gonna ask, well, why is it a street fight? It going into this was just a regular fight. Well, see, the thing is, the match never could get started at first because soon as everybody made their entrance or whatnot, once they was in the ring, they just started brawling. Like the referee couldn't even ring the bell. Nothing could get done. It was just like, bro, they were just like going at it. They really was. They was going at it. And man, I think they brawled for like a good 10 minutes. And then Nick Aldis will come out and say that since they want to brawl like this or disregard the rules and hit hit officials and the referees and whatnot, then he was going to make this match a street fight match. And thus that's how we got to what I said earlier, which is Kevin Owens and versus in a street fight match. And once that match got started, bro, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton came out the gate hot. They would take it to the bloodline. Of course, the bloodline eventually would turn the momentum, but the momentum kept going back and forth. It was a great match. I was about to say a good match. It was a great match. This was a great way to open the show. This match went on for like at least a good 25, maybe 30 minutes. This was good. This was definitely good. That was like the thing though. Every match went long. No match was like short at all. Every match went long, or at least longer than they normally would have. But yeah, this was a great match with Kevin Owens and almost having the victory. They had victory at hand, but somebody interfered, and it was none other than Tamalu, or I think that's how you say, yeah, Tamalu, or basically Tama Tonga's brother. He will come from underneath the ring, pull the referee out right before the 3 count, and he will help them win against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Now there's a new member of the bloodline. Then we get to the second match of the night, which is Bayley versus Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. And this was the first of the championship matches. I think everything from here was championship matches, though, wasn't it? Yep, everything from this point on was championship matches, and this was good. This was good. I was thoroughly into it. The most important thing I like about this match is that Tiffany, other than Bayley, because Bayley always going to be, I'm always going to say Bayley looked good, but they made Naomi and Tiffany look just as good, and I appreciate that because this was a well even match between them. It shows why Tiffany is going to be a future. This match shows why she will be a future women's WWE women's or WWE or women WWE World Women's World Champion or WWE Women's Champion. which one she grabs, she's gonna be that next one. Naomi will be too. I can see them putting the belt on Naomi sometimes in the future because they don't make her seem they didn't make her seem like a jobber. She was definitely an equal competitor, just like Tiffany. In our predictions video, I said that Tiffany would take the pin, and I was wrong. Bayley would retain, but instead of Tiffany taking the pin, it was Naomi, and it wasn't even like she hit her finisher on Naomi. She just got the better of her on a roll up. Like she just got a good roll up on her and got the 1, 2, 3. Now I would have preferred she would have won with her finisher, but other than that, she just got a typical roll up and she won. She would retain. Then we got the next match, which was odd because I thought this would be like the co-main event. I thought the match after this would be the third match, but no, the match that I thought would be the third match ended up being the co-main event. But we will get the third match, which is Damian Priest versus Jey Uso. And like I said, even though I'm not mentioning the crowd was hot. The crowd was red hot throughout the whole pay-per-view. So just keep that in mind when I talk about these matches. The crowd is going crazy with each match. Nobody settled down. Like it was no match the crowd was not hyping up. That's why even if a match was bad, the crowd made the match good because they were just so great. And it was no exception here. Damian Priest and Jey Uso had a great match. Jey, you can see why Jey will be a future world champion. Either is the world heavyweight championship or the future WWE champion, but he was definitely great here. He's definitely a star, and you could tell by the love that this crowd showed them. Like, because that was the thing with this crowd. They showed everybody love, but you could tell who they really wanted to show love to. And Jey was one of the people they really showed love to. I think Naomi out of I think in that last match with Bayley, Naomi, and Tiffany, Naomi got the true love from the crowd, and then it was Tiffany and then Bayley. Like Bayley was like in order, like who the fans really cared about. Naomi was number one. They really cared about Naomi. Same thing with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. They really cared for them too. But yeah, this match was good, man. This match was good. Damian Priest is worthy of being a world heavyweight champion. Jey Uso is worthy of having it one day, and this was a good match. It came down to the fact that Finn Balor and JD McDonough came out, and even though Damian Priest said not to, they was the reason why he kept the championship. Even though Damian Priest said he didn't want no help, had they listened to him, he would not be here as your world. He would have been exactly a transitional champion. Had they listened to him, Jey Uso would be your world heavyweight champion because Jey Uso had Damian Priest beat if it wasn't for JD McDonough and Finn Balor. But because of them, Damian Priest is still your world champ, even though there's some type of argument going on now because he was really pissed that they interfered and got involved with the match. To the point where I might even have the picture of it, but he grabbed Finn Balor by the beard. It was just like, I told you not to get in my match. And Finn Balor like, what are you doing? He was just like, what the hell? But then we'll get to the match that I thought would be the third match of the night, but it's actually the co-main event, which is the Kabuki Warriors versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill for the women's tag team championship match. And this match was good. But there is a point, and I don't, you know what? And I don't even blame Jade for this. This was more of a referee, the Kyrie saying a referee botch. But to start it off, this match was good. Bianca and Jade looked good. Bianca even hit like a springboard off the ropes onto people. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm digging this. There was a little miscues or whatnot, but it wasn't necessarily Jade. It was more like it was the Kabuki. It was like Kyrie, a little bit of Asuka, but and a little bit of Jade. Like everybody, it was basically everybody but Bianca. Everybody but Bianca had like a botch, but it was mostly the match was good up until where the referee like confused everybody. Like I still got to go back and watch it, but the referee confused I was about to cuss when he confused the S word out of me, because wow, did he mess that up? Like he would Kyrie wasn't even legal. She was it was Asuka who was the legal one, and then she went. He told her she wasn't legal, and then they just rolled with it. And then she tagged Asuka, who was always the legal competitor. I'm just like, what in the hell happened? That match went off the rails, and at that point, they scrambled to just get the match done, and Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill ended up beating the Kabuki Warriors and becoming your new women's tag team champions. I think they said this makes Bianca Belair a Grand Slam champion and marks Jade Cargill's first championship within the company. The part that I said I think about was Bianca becoming the Grand Slam champion, but this does mark the first championship for Jade Cargill in the company. Then we get to the main event, which is Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles, and man, they tore the house down. This was a good main event. I enjoyed it. Man, AJ Styles and them was perfect. This match had me into it. All the matches had me into it, but this had me into it, man. I can't say nothing wrong about it. I can't say nothing wrong about any of these matches. Well, except for Bianca Belair's and them. But it wasn't where I could take a point from it, because I can't take a point for something that was the referee's fault. But in that match, but in this match, the Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles, this was good. AJ Styles brung it. He still got it, and he still got more in the tank. I can't see him being a future WWE champion or world heavyweight champion in the future before he retires. But this definitely was a good match. I enjoyed it. Man, the crowd was into it. The crowd kept. They had like a tradition, I guess, when it's something about being phenomenal, and they kept doing this chant when they was jumping. And that's when the cameras were shaking, and they kept doing. Even Corey Graves mentioned that it's a tradition here when the word phenomenal is mentioned. And man, and since AJ Styles' whole thing is being phenomenal, they kept doing that for AJ Styles. But this was good. Cody Rhodes ended up retaining. They did play up the injury to his arm that he could possibly have from that nasty spill he took in that Carmelo Hayes match. But in the end, Cody Rhodes will win and have a successful first title reign. This was a good, successful first title reign. I'm going to give this a. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. This was good. Yeah. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. This was a perfect, good show. Like I said, the only thing was with the Kabuki Warriors, but that was mostly a referee and Kyrie saying thing. But nevertheless, the match was still enjoyable enough for me not to take a point. But get out of here. But you let me know in the comments down below what you thought, and if you enjoy my review, what to do, you hit this button right here for all of my WWE reviews. And if you enjoy the video so much, want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit those buttons. As always, any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. But don't go anywhere, because I got more. Peace.